All right, so let's get started. I've imported all the files into the project, and I need to do some organization before I do anything. So it looks like the drum tracks were tracks 1 to 5. I've got a couple bass tracks, and then I've got guitar tracks from track 9 to 24. So quite a lot of guitar parts. You can see here that there's a few tracks that are just playing in little sections like that. And then some parts that are, this must be the chorus here. And I did check that these are actually 4 separate performances. It's always good to check that when you see something like this where there's 2 guitar parts that are very similar, you would normally solo them both and then polarity invert one of them. And we're not hearing much of a difference there. If they were identical or different microphones on the same performance, then they would actually cancel out. They're at equal volume. And yeah, normally they would cancel out. And that would tell you that they are actually the same performance. They are blending together and they just need to be panned. So let's see what else we have in here. We've got double tracked lead vocals and then 4 layers of additional vocals. So yeah, so let's start with organization. Need to do some folder tracks. For me, that is my preferred way of organizing tracks. So I need one for drums, one for bass, one for electric guitars, one for lead vocals, and one for background vocals. So I think that was 5. I'm going to right click in this empty area, insert multiple tracks, and do 5. Just bring those down to the bottom of the project. So drums, pressing tab to go to the next track, drums, bass, electric guitar, vocals, and then background vocals. So we're going to drag this up to the drums thing and grab these tracks, holding shift to click on the first and last one, and then drag this up until you see that gray line change. So now the drums track here is a folder, and all of these drums are going through this before going to the master. All right, so we'll repeat that for the bass. You have to be careful of where you're dragging, and also you can make this bigger. Click on this button to make it a folder, and click the last track in the folder twice to make this the last track in the folder. Electric guitars here. And there's another trick. You can use the action set selected tracks as folder in SWS extensions. So I've got them all selected. I'm going to press Command F, and now all these tracks are within the first track that was selected. Great way to do it. That saves me tons of time. So I'm going to drag this one up to here. So now, right here. I am going to rename these. All right, so take this and this, Command F, and this is my group, and then once again, put that into a folder. Yeah, that's my organization pretty much done. I just need to give this a color. So I'm going to right click and choose track color, set. I'm going to set it to a specific color. Let's do, I got green above this. I got yellow, so anything other than those 2 colors, I can do this. Sure, strawberry. And there's my guitar tracks colored, got everything else colored. and I'm good to go. I think the only thing I'm going to do is give this another color. I'm going to change the background vocal color just slightly. I think let's go with this one. Is that the same? Slightly different color. But that's something you can do just to stay a little bit more organized. I'm going to look in the mixer, and you can see that there's all the tracks, and they're all colored. Something I like to do to make my folder tracks stand out is to apply a layout. Right-click, set track layout, mixer panel, and small sidebar. If you have it set up, you can also press a shortcut. So Command 2 will do that. It'll apply your custom layout too. I also have it set up to double-click on any track, and it will apply that layout. So I do that just so that I can see the folder tracks really easily. Until I need them, I can actually collapse them with this little right pointing arrow there. And if you're not seeing that, that's here, clickable icon for folder tracks to show hide children. Clicking that, and that hid all of my tracks. I can mute these, and all the tracks within those folders get muted.